Alright, every year Reverb comes out with their list of the best selling guitars on their platform. This includes used units and it's done by number of units sold, not total value, so you get a rather fair view of what guitar actually sold just the most on their site. And this year, yes, it's the PRS Silver Sky SE, which should really come as no surprise. This guitar was just so highly demanded by really all of us who wanted a more affordable John Mayer signature guitar from PRS, and they delivered. The whole marketing thing they did with the guitar as well, I just think is really phenomenal. And I actually just want to play part of that for you guys because it's really cool now looking back on seeing just how much of a success this guitar was and how great they are as well.
Lights.
Look, let's get right to it. So in 2018, PRS and myself released my signature model, the Silver Sky. And Silver Sky model was meant to recreate all the magic and sound and feel of a vintage guitar. And now I'm really excited to show you the SE, which is a guitar that nails, I think, the sound and feel of that Silver Sky core model. The SE is the more affordable and therefore more accessible version of PRS guitars. And it's something that Paul and I had always talked about doing. People had talked about wanting it for pretty much since the original came out. And I'm really, really excited to show you a guitar that is more accessible, but doesn't penalize a guitar player for not having the core US model.
You can just tell in the way John is talking how proud he is of the SE model of the Silver Sky. I mean, they just went about the whole thing brilliantly too. I mean, him walking in just being like, all right, yes, it can do the slow dancing thing. It sounds great. All of it was fantastic. I mean, they also brought Ariel Posen, who's one of my favorite guitar players out there as well. They brought him in to help promote the release of the guitar, which was just really sweet to see. But you can just tell again that John was just very happy and proud to showcase a guitar that he says doesn't penalize you for not having the core USA model and having a more affordable, accessible version and playing it. You're not getting a crappy instrument for, you know, not being able to spend the money or just choosing not to spend the money on the more expensive version. I had the really great opportunity to try out an Evergreen SE Silver Sky back in the spring, and I was actually really blown away with the neck, especially how comfortable it was. The guitar played great. It sounded fantastic as well. I really thought those pickups especially were really good at the more modern John Mayer thing, especially the search for everything kind of tones you'd expect something like Helpless. That middle position was just, it was fantastic. I really loved it, and the SE Silver Skies are just really great instruments. So now to fast forward to the fall, kind of getting into winter, and to see just how well this guitar sold, I think is just a true testament to their efforts to make a really fantastic instrument at a really great price point. I mean, it's a lot of guitar for the money, that's for sure. And, you know, if they would have put John Mayer's name tax on the guitar, they could have easily sold it for quite a bit more, I think, and it still would have sold very well. But the fact that they chose a really appropriate price point for what you get, and you get a lot of value there, I think is just extremely important. I'll note in this video here too, if you look at the list, and I'll link it down below in the description, the Silver Sky, the regular version, was actually the 4th best selling guitar of the year, and it dropped one position from 2021, where it was the 3rd best selling guitar of the year. But you know, you could also attest this to people maybe choosing to spend less money on the guitar, maybe buying some more pedals or whatever it might be, and they might have originally decided to buy a USA model Silver Sky, but instead what they did is save some money and bought the SE version instead with it being announced. But to see the regular core USA Silver Sky selling just super well still is, again, really no surprise. But I mean, it's a great guitar, and it's really awesome to see John and Paul just absolutely killing it with these guitars, and I think it's very well deserved. And that's why I just wanted to make a video just kind of recognizing that it's been such a huge success, because I think it's worth kind of just talking about and discussing. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys have picked up an SE Silver Sky this year. It'd actually be really kind of curious to see how many of you of my subscriber base went out and actually purchased one of these guitars, and I'm sure there's quite a lot of you who did, because they're fantastic guitars, again, especially for the money. But there you guys go, just Again, really worth mentioning in my opinion, and just recognizing just how great of a success and how well deserved this is to see for John, Paul, and again the rest of the team at PRS. Really super happy to see this, and I just know that whatever else they're cooking up and bringing out next is going to be a huge success as well. And probably in January-ish time when it comes to for NAMM, I'm sure we're going to see some new colors for the SE Silver Sky models as well. So make sure you're subscribed if you're not, because I'll be discussing that all on the channel. Until next one, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
Anyway, go ahead and click the subscribe button if you like what you see.